is when we recognize Remembrance Day. And it's a time when we honor men and women who've served Canada in times of war, military conflict, and even in peacekeeping. And I'd like to introduce Kate, who works with us here at the City of Edmonton and with Edmonton Salutes. Can you tell us a little bit about your work, Kate?
I can. So a long time ago, when all the soldiers came back to Edmonton, the city decided that they wanted to do something really important to recognise the soldiers and their families. So we put together the Edmonton Salutes Committee. And what we do is look at ways to recognise the military and their families. And we do that by, sometimes we have what we call a Freedom of the City, where a unit is having a special birthday, and we have them march through the streets of Edmonton. And then the mayor gives them the freedom to do that, and they're allowed to do that with their guns and the bayonets on the guns. And then when we had all of our soldiers over in Afghanistan, we used to go out to the airport and welcome them home, usually way past your bedtime, like between midnight and 6, with a cup of Tim Hortons coffee and some donuts. And then we would get the Edmonton Police Service to escort them from the airport to the base. And we do lots of other things. I don't know whether you saw the medals that are just inside the mayor's reception area. We had a big ceremony last year when we laid those medals up here. They're a very special group of medals, and we're very honoured to have them here at City Hall.
So Remembrance Day is a busy day in our city with ceremonies at your school probably and all over the place. What are some of the things that we have planned, Kate?
We have planned a ceremony here at City Hall, and the Loyal Edmonton Richmond, which the Mayor spoke about, comes here, and we do a service inside City Hall, and then we go out, and right at the end of the swimming pool outside is a cenotaph, and we have wreath laying there. We also participate in the big ceremony out at the Butterdome, which is the big yellow building out near the university, and there are lots of services all over the city and the capital region.
Well, thanks, Kate. And Kate, by the way, is a veteran herself.
I am.
So thanks for your service, Kate.
You're welcome.
So, this book is called A Poppy is to Remember. Once there was a long and terrible war, a war some called the Great War. Many young men went off to fight, and many did not return home to their families. But still, in the muddy fields where they fought, wild poppies sprang up, glowing brightly. An army doctor, weary from tending the wounded, wrote a poem about that war and about those poppies. It was called In Flanders Fields. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. His poem was read far and wide. When the war finally ended on November 11th, 1918, people everywhere celebrated the return of peace. A poppy is to remember those far from home, crossing troubled lands and threatening waters and dangerous skies. It is for the wounded and those who cared for them. It is for the dead and those who carried on without them. It is for the brave ones who remain and their memories of battle. A poppy is for peace. Every year on Remembrance Day, it blooms across our land. A poppy is to remember. So the poppy is an important symbol for Remembrance Day, and I noticed all of you are wearing poppies. On Remembrance Day, I wear a poppy and also this chain of office, and the gold and silver badges represent all of the military and police and fire units that have served our city. And there's one more symbol that I'd like to thank you for bringing and ask you to show us. What have you brought with you?
A paper crane.
Oh, okay. And what does that symbolize?
Peace.
That's right. And how are you peacemakers?
Including everyone in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am proud to be the mayor of a city of peace and respect and tolerance, really an uplifting and inclusive city for everyone. And I'm proud to know young peacemakers like you. Thanks.